So students, we are going to discuss about the lakes and their importance in the Indian economy actually. Okay, and this is the topic from chapter number 3, drainage. And first of all, before discussing about the lakes and the importance, let me show you the picture of a lake. Okay, how does a lake look like actually? Like we all have seen the lakes actually. Okay, but then also I'm showing you in the map. Okay, I'm showing you a picture actually of a lake. So you can see that this is a very small lake which has been formed in the high Himalayan regions. Okay, in the high Himalayas it has been formed. So you can see that this lake is almost surrounded by the hills and the water has got deposited over here. Okay, so such kind of formations are known as the lakes, and this type of lakes can be formed in the Himalayas, in the high Himalayan region, as well as it can be formed in the plain or in the dry areas also. Okay, because of various factors. So in our country India, we can find the presence of different types of lakes. Okay, we can find the presence of lakes in the mountains, we can find the presence of lakes in the coastal areas, okay, in the plain areas and all. Okay, some of the famous lakes which can be found in our country are the Dal Lake, the Nainital Lake, the Loktak Lake, the Chilika Lake. Okay, these are the some famous lakes which can be found in our country. Okay, which are mainly found in our country. For example, the Dal Lake is one of the famous tourist destination. The Dal Lake, okay, which is found in Srinagar in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, is one of the famous tourist destination. Every year, thousands of peoples, okay, both both you can see the people from India as well as people from the other countries. Okay, they go to Srinagar to visit the Dal Lake actually. Okay, so here you can see that the lake, the Dal Lake, is the main center of attraction. Okay, it is the main thing for which the people they go to visit the particular area actually. Okay, so the places, the lakes actually, it acts like a tourist attraction actually. Okay, it attracts the tourist actually. See, so you may be familiar with the Valley of Kashmir and the famous Dal Lake, the houseboats and the cicadas which attracts thousands of tourists every year. Similarly, you may have visited some other tourist spots near a lake and enjoyed boating, swimming and the other water games. Okay, and many of us sometimes we visit the local areas and all parks and all. Okay, and we see that the lakes are there where we carry out the boatings and all. Okay, they are the artificial lakes actually which are made by the human beings. Okay, just for example, like you can see, like many of you may have visited Mirik. So why do people visit Mirik actually? Just because of the presence of the Mirik Lake. Okay, because the Mirik Lake, okay, it acts like an attraction. Okay, it attracts the tourist actually. Okay, so these lakes, it has been playing the role of tourist attraction. Okay, the lakes basically in the hilly regions, they have been attracting the tourist. Okay, and the places has become popular just because of the lakes. Okay, for example, Srinagar has got its importance just because of the presence of the Dal Lake. Nainital has become an important tourist destination just because of the presence of the Nainital Lake. Okay, so if these lakes would not have existed, okay, then do you think that these places would have been so popular, so famous for tourist attractions and all? No, just because of the presence of the lakes and all, that these places has become a major tourist centers. Okay, so apart from attracting the tourists, the lakes, they are also important for different purpose actually. Okay, they also help the human beings in different ways. Okay, so apart from attraction for tourists, lakes are also useful to human beings in many ways, in different ways, that we are going to discuss when we will be discussing about the importance of lakes. Okay. So as I have said you that the lakes can be found in the mountain areas, it can be found in the plain areas, and these lakes, okay, they can be small, they can be large. Okay, they vary in their size as well as they vary in their characteristics. Okay, not only they vary in the size and the characteristics, but also the lakes can be permanent and seasonal. Okay, they can be permanent and seasonal, or you can say temporary. For example, most of the lakes of our country are the permanent lakes. They have like water in it throughout the year, but some of the lakes which are found in the arid and the semi-arid areas, they are seasonal actually. Okay, they are temporary lakes. They get water only during the rainy season. Okay, for example, the Sambar Lake. Okay, the Sambar Lake in Rajasthan is an example of a temporary or a seasonal lake actually. Okay, see, most lakes are permanent. some contain water only during the rainy season, like the lakes in the basins of the inland drainage of the semi-arid regions. Okay. Even there are some lakes which are the result of the actions of glaciers and ice, and even in the high altitudinal areas, the lakes are formed because of the action of the glaciers and the ice sheets. Okay. Even lakes are also formed because of the wind erosion, because of the action of the river, as well as because of human activities. Okay, just like the Oxbow Lake. Okay, the Oxbow Lake has been formed because of the river actions. Okay, then human activities, like because of the like human activities. Okay, like different types of artificial lakes has been formed. Basically, the large dams and all. Okay, they can be considered as the lakes. See. For example, the meandering river. Okay, meandering river means the river which flows in a zigzag shape, in a S-like pattern. Okay, so the meandering river, it leads to the formations of the oxbow lakes in the coastal regions and all. Okay, even lakes are formed in the coastal regions along the coastal plain. The spits and the bars, they forms lagoons in the coastal areas. For example, the Chilika Lake, the Pulicat Lake, and the Koleru Lake. Okay, these are the examples of the lakes which has been formed in the coastal areas. Okay. Lakes in the region of inland drainage are sometimes seasonal, and even lakes in the regions of inland drainage. Inland drainage means sometimes some of the rivers, okay, they does not meet the ocean, or they does not join any other large rivers. Okay, so they deposit the water in a pond like structure, in a lake like structure actually. Okay, so they also leads to the formations of the seasonal lakes. So basically the lakes which are found in the arid and the semi-arid regions, okay, they are the example of such seasonal lakes. Okay, for example, the Sambar Lake in Rajasthan. The Sambar Lake in Rajasthan is an example of inland drainage. Okay, it is an example in inland drainage. That means the rivers, okay, they deposit the water in this Sambar Lake. Okay, and it has led to the, like, it looks like a lake actually. Okay, but during the dry season, the water gets like evaporated. Okay, and there is no water left in this lake actually, Sambar Lake. The Sambar Lake, the water from the Sambar Lake is also used for producing salt. Okay, it is also used for producing salt, the common salt which we use for cooking at our home. Okay, see, so these lakes can be found in the mountain areas, it can be found in the coastal areas, it can be natural, or it can be artificial. Okay, it can be temporary, or it can be seasonal. Okay, so different types of lakes are found in our country, and they vary in their characteristics. Some of the lakes, okay, like the lakes can be freshwater lake, or it can be the saltwater lake. Okay, basically depending upon the salinity of the water, the lakes can be classified into two categories, that is the freshwater lake and the saltwater lake. Okay, some of the lakes are there, some of the lakes are there whose water is very saline in nature, so they are known as the like saline water lakes. Okay, they are okay, or the saltwater lake. And some lakes are there, okay, where the water is phase, the salinity content is very much less actually, so they are known as the freshwater lake. So most of the freshwater lakes of our country can be found in the Himalayan region. Most of the freshwater lakes of our country can be found in the Himalayan region, and they are of glacial origin. Okay, they are of glacial origin. They have been formed because of the melting of the glaciers and also, okay, because of the erosional activity caused by the glaciers. In other words, they formed when the glaciers dug out a basin which was later filled with snow melt. Okay, so in other words, such kind of freshwater lakes are mainly formed because of the glaciers. Means when the glaciers, they cause erosional activity, okay, it digs out a basin, and later on which gets deposited with the snow melt water, okay, because of the melting of the snow. So it leads to the formations of the freshwater lake. Okay, for example, the Ullal Lake in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, it is one of the large okay, for example, the Dal Lake. Okay, the Dal Lake is an example of the freshwater lake. Okay, but sometimes the lakes are also formed because of the tectonic activity. Okay, because of the earthquakes. Okay, or because of the movement of the plates and all. Okay, the lakes are formed. Okay, and one such example of lake is the Ullal Lake. The Ullal Lake in Jammu and Kashmir, in contrast, is a result of the tectonic activity. Okay, the Ullal Lake is an example of a tectonic lake actually, and it is the largest freshwater lake in our country. Okay, so you may be getting a question from this sentence actually, like which give an example of a lake which has been formed because of tectonic activity, the Ullal Lake. which is the largest freshwater lake of our country. The Ullal Lake in Jammu and Kashmir is the largest freshwater lake. Okay. So apart from this Ullal Lake, okay, there are other important freshwater lakes of our country are the Dal Lake, the Bhimtal Lake, the Nainital Lake, the Loktak Lake, the Barapani Lake, etc. Okay, these are the important lakes. Apart from this also, okay, there are also many other lakes which can be found in our country. The names has not been mentioned here. For example, in Sikkim we can find the presence of the Guru Dongmal Lake. Okay, and even many lakes are there in the Himalayan region which are unnamed actually. Okay, which has not been named actually. They are unnamed. Okay. So most of the lakes which can be found in the high Himalayan region, they are actually the freshwater lake. Okay, but the exceptional case is the Pangong Tso Lake. The Pangong Tso Lake in Ladakh region, okay, it is an example of the saltwater lake. Okay, the example of a saltwater lake is the Pangong Tso Lake and the Tso Moriri. Okay, these are the two lakes which can be found in the Himalayan region. They are saltwater lake actually. Okay. Apart from the natural lakes, okay, the lakes which has been formed naturally, okay, there are also lakes which has been formed because of the human activities. Like we human beings construct the dams and the reservoirs and all. Okay, so because of the construction of the dams and the reservoirs, the lakes are being formed. Okay, where the water is being stored. Okay, so such lakes are known as the artificial lakes or the man-made lakes. For example, the Guru Gobind Sagar Dam. Okay, from where basically the Bhakra-Nangal project actually. Okay, the Guru Gobind Sagar Dam, it is known as the Guru Gobind Sagar Dam. Okay, so it is an example of an artificial lake or a man-made lake. Okay, so lakes are very much vital for the human beings. Okay, as I have said you that lakes, it helps in attracting the tourist. Okay, it acts like a tourist attraction center. Okay, but apart from this, the lakes are also of great value to the human beings in different ways, because the lakes, it helps to regulate the flow of a river. There are many rivers, okay, there are many Himalayan rivers which has their origin from the lakes actually. Okay, so these lakes, it helps in regulating the flow of the water. Okay, during the flooding season, okay, during the time of heavy rainfall, when the flood takes place, okay, the water gets stored in the lakes. Okay, and it helps to prevent the flood actually, to some extent, not fully, but to some extent it helps to prevent flooding, because the lakes can store a huge amount of water. And during the dry season, the same lake, it helps in supplying water. Okay, it helps in maintaining an even flow of water. And even the lakes can be used for developing hydropower. Basically the man-made lakes, okay, the artificial lakes, the lakes which are being made by the human beings, okay, they are being used for developing hydropower. For example, the Guru Gobind Sagar Dam, it has led to the formations of a lake-like structure where the water is being stored, and this water is again released, okay, to generate the hydroelectricity. Okay, so these are the various importance of lakes actually. Lakes, it acts like a tourist attraction center. Okay, it helps in controlling flood, it helps in maintaining a continuous flow of water during the dry season, it helps in generating electricity and all. Okay, but apart from this, the lakes also help in moderating the climate of the surrounding. So you will see that wherever the lakes are there, okay, wherever the lakes are there, in that particular area, okay, the climate is very moderate, because the lakes, they hold a huge quantity of water and the evaporation process goes on continuously. Okay, so because of the evaporation process, okay, the surrounding areas, okay, a moderate climate, okay, a moderate weather condition is experienced. Okay. So the lakes, it helps to moderate the climate of the surroundings. It helps in maintaining the aquatic ecosystem. It also enhances the natural beauty. Okay, it also increases the natural beauty in the surrounding areas. Okay, and helps develop tourism and provide recreations. Okay, so many a times, like every year, okay, like you will see that many of the tourists, okay, they basically visit the hill regions and also, okay, to visit these lakes only. For example, people visiting in Sikkim, they try to visit the Guru Dongmal Lake. People going to Jammu and Kashmir, they try to visit the Dal Lake. People going to Nainital, they visit the Nainital lakes. Okay, so if people going to Ladakh, they try to visit the Pangong Tso Lake. Okay, so basically these lakes, it has become a place of tourism activity. Okay, it has become a place of tourist attraction actually. Okay, so these are the various importance of lakes. Okay, So these lakes are also a part of the drainage system because they are also the source of water. It is not that the rivers are only the source of water, okay, but these lakes are also the source of water. Like in the rural areas, you will find that small lakes are there, or the pond like structures are there, where, okay, from where the rural people, okay, they fetch the water. Okay, so the lakes are the another source, okay, they are the alternate source of water apart from the rivers. Okay, so lakes are very vital for the economy. Lakes are very vital for the agricultural development. Okay, lakes are very vital for electricity generation as well as for tourism activity. Okay, so this is what about the lakes and its importance, okay, in the economy.